A lot of you really enjoyed my video where we went over 7 must-have teleports in WoW, but many of you also pointed out that I missed quite a few. And you are absolutely right. I actually left some out on purpose because I knew I wanted to make a second part. And here I am today with 6 more super useful teleport items in WoW, plus a bonus tip at the end for anyone dedicated enough to watch the entire thing. So if you want to learn how to make your travels faster and more enjoyable, let's jump right in. First off, if you haven't seen part 1 yet, I highly recommend checking it out. Otherwise, you might think I've missed a bunch in this video, but chances are I already covered them there. That said, if I end up forgetting to mention something noteworthy, feel free to let me know in the comments. So I couldn't possibly start off without mentioning an easy way to get to your faction's capital. The potion of Deepholm is exactly doing that. It's crafted by alchemists, specifically it's made through cataclysm alchemy, but luckily anyone can use it. As you'd expect, it can be used in combat, but being a potion and all, it's instant cast, which makes it perfect for a quick getaway when things go a bit sideways. Ever happen to accidentally step foot in Stranglethorn Vale with Wormwood on? Well, we know what happens next. You die, you get angry, you run to your corpse, rest, and you can pop one of these, and just like that, you are gone. Undoubtedly, it's one of the best tools for escaping gangs. You can check the auction house and grab any you can find. They stack up to 200, which makes it super bug-friendly, especially compared to the capital clocks. As the name suggests, it takes you to Deepholm. And if you're wondering, okay Andre, why would I wanna go to Deepholm of all places? Well, the real perk is that it drops you within walking distance of the Stormwind and Orgrimmar portals. So essentially, this is another handy way to teleport to your faction's capital. A fancy way, if you will. As long as you are level 31 or above, you are good to go. With just 5 minutes cooldown, it's a great backup to have when all of your other teleports are on cooldown. Cheap, stackable, and convenient. What's not to love? Oh, and let me say it again, it's instant cast, so it can definitely save you in some tough situations. Ever find yourself falling off a cliff, clicking on a Troll's Mage portal to Dalaran Crater, or even accidentally hit a skill while mounted and start falling to your demise? Well, this item, it's a true savior. Moving on, number 2 in today's list is the Argent Crusader's Tabard. I was honestly surprised by how many of you mentioned this one, and you are absolutely right. It's an awesome teleport to have for Northrend, and it's super handy if you're farming anything up there. The tournament grounds are home to a bunch of mounts and collectibles, so having quick access there can really save you some time. By wearing this tabard, you can teleport straight to the Big Ten at the tournament grounds, also known as the Argent Pavilion. It also comes with a very reasonable cooldown of 30 minutes. Even if you're not really that interested to get to the tournament grounds, it's also a great shortcut to Ulduar or basically anywhere else in Northrend. You can find some elusive mounts to hunt nearby, but nothing comes to mind. Anyways, getting the tabard does require a bit of effort, and when I say a bit, I mean by Wrath of the Lich King standards. So yeah, expect a few weeks of work at the very least, and allow me to explain how the process works. When you first set foot at the ground, you will only be able to access certain quests from your hometown race. After proving yourself there, you will unlock the ability to champion the other races in your faction as well. Eventually, after reaching Exalted Champion status with all of them and also getting exalted with the Argent Crusade, you will earn the rank of Crusader. That is the highest rank at the Argent tournament and also one of the requirements to buy the tabard. The other requirement is obviously grind some currency. The tabard itself is sold by Dame and Vicky Capsalis, located in the Big Tent at the tournament grounds. It costs 50 champion seals, and like I said, you do need Crusader rank as well to be able to get it. The seals themselves come from the tournament dailies, and while it might sound like a bit of a grind, it's actually not too bad if you just work it into your routine. There are new quests that become available each time that you rank up. Once everything is unlocked, you can earn up to 17 seals per day, 14 coming from dailies, and 3 additional more if you run the Trial of the Champion dungeon. Be sure to run it on heroic mode, otherwise you won't get anything. It doesn't take that long to clear the dungeon, but be aware, there is a bit of RP. And a quick tip here, or if you haven't actually done this before, to start the dungeon you need to get a lance from the rack near the entrance, then get on the mount and talk to the NPC. Then you can immediately dismount and get your original weapon back to take down the champions easily. Be sure as well to keep your distance because you might get stunned. If it gets bugged out, it usually just resets and you can continue. Besides the dungeon, there's also another thing that you need to keep in mind. To get the maximum amount of seals from the dailies, you need to always pick the Champion's Purse as a reward. It gives you an extra seal which helps you hit that 14 gold per day. The real grind here is actually getting Exalted and the Crusader rank, but once that's done, farming the 50 seals only takes about 3 days. So yeah, the Tabard isn't the easiest teleport you can get, but if you're farming northern bosses or you're going for the collectibles from the grounds, it's absolutely worth it. And hey, fingers crossed Blizzard eventually turns this into a toy so we can all use it across our warband. One can hope, right? Oh, and being a Tabard and all means that you can always keep it on, so you don't have to take that extra back slot, and you can always make your Tabard to be hidden, so it doesn't interfere with your transmog. Although, in my case, I think it fits quite nicely, don't you think? Alrighty, next up, many of you might not be familiar with this, but there is one particular item that can take you straight to Mechagon. Normally, you need to go a bit of a roundabout way to get to Mechagon, via either Boralus or Zuldazar, but this item can in fact get you there in a single click. The Ultrasafe Transporter Mechagon is a consumable which is crafted through junkyard tinkering. Think of it as a normal profession, but instead of opening your professions tab, you go to Pascal, a robot NPC at West Rustbolt. To unlock Pascal in the first place, you actually have to save him. You need to do the Mechagon intro questline, which starts with the legend of Mechagon. I will have all of the coordinates down in the description. After he unlocks as an NPC trainer, you will find blueprints throughout the island doing different activities. These set blueprints can be turned into Pascal. After handing the blueprint, you'll be able to craft the item as long as you do have the materials. The teleport blueprint now has a chance of dropping from a rare called Gear Checker Cogstar. This particular rare doesn't have a spawn timer. Its spawn is a bit more unique. You actually have to trigger his spawn by killing sentries. Sentries have a lot of spawn locations, so he can technically spawn anywhere in the map. Luckily, even if someone else spawns him, you can tell because there is a zone-wide yell, but I don't know if you can actually make it in time, as it's all coded. As a sentry is dying, if it says bzz blah blah blah, so if you see that, within a few seconds a large red target will appear on the ground. That indicates that Cogstar is about to spawn in. If you're planning to farm this, there is one thing you need to keep in mind. You need to kill the sentries on top of the spawn points as you see them here in the map. Otherwise, he might never spawn even if you do see the trigger message. And unlike all of the past engineering ultra-safe transported items, it's actually a soulbound consumable and you need to craft it for each individual toon. To make one, or to rather make a stack of 5, it takes 1 spare crate and 2 energy cells. You can actually farm these things doing activities in Mechagon, or even you can go and farm in the junkyard. This Mechagon teleport is actually very useful if you are still trying to get the mouse from the island, or if you are after the meta achievement. And even if you are not interested in getting either of these things, you can still use it to teleport to the main BFA hubs, without having to go through the capital portal. Alrighty, moving on, the next 2 teleport items take you to Black Temple entrance, and so they are an instant portal to Outland. The first one is the Blessed Medallion of Karabor, a necklace which when equipped can teleport you straight to Shadowmoon Valley outside of the Black Temple raid. On a very quick cooldown of 15 minutes, this is quite handy to have, especially if you're farming the raid, for maybe Illidan's Warglaves. To get this item, you need to go through the Black Temple attunement quest line, starting with the Secret Compromised. This quest is offered by Sierolum inside the raid's Serpent Shrine cavern in Zangarmarsh. It's a long quest line where it takes you through different TBC raids and dungeons, but if you're careful enough, you can actually do it in one go. While a bit tedious to do, you should really do it at least once if you're interested in WoW lore and specifically Illidan's backstory. The last step is killing Illidan with the quest The Fall of the Betrayer, which has the teleport necklace as a reward. Outland doesn't have many instant transportation options, as far as I know, so yeah, I think it's pretty useful to have. If you lose it for whatever reason, well, you can buy a second one from Ziri. Shut up, Siri, not you. I'm talking about the Nara, of course. Before I move on with the list, I'm really excited to share that Goldcap has actually given me a 10% coupon code just for you. Goldcap is an amazing website that teaches you how to become a pro gold maker in WoW, whether you play Classic, Retail, Cataclysm, or even Season of Discovery. But it's not just a guide site, it's a whole community of top-tier gold makers. They are the go-to spot for everything gold making, with cutting-edge guides on the best gold farms, flipping strategies, and gold making methods across all versions of WoW. They are constantly updating their content, so you'll always have the latest methods at your fingertips. You can choose between a monthly or annual membership, and with my code AndreGuts10 you'll get a 10% off. If you ever wanted to learn how to make some serious gold in WoW, from real experts, not me, obviously, well, now it's a great time to check it out. You'll find the link and all of the details down in the description. So yeah, thank you very much Goldcap for that, and hope you enjoy it. Alright, back, and as a promise, if you don't want to go for the Blessed Medallion of Karabor, as you might think, okay, that's really tedious to do, there's actually an easier alternative option to get to Outland, and again outside of the Black Temple entrance. A toy added in Legion called the Fractured Necrolyte Skull does pretty much the same job. This toy consumes a critter and then creates a portal to the Black Temple. It's available to buy only during the TBC Tamulki week from vendor Carpri in Shatroth City for 750 Time War badges. It's really easy to gather up this amount since first of all they are transferable, and secondly you get 500 the first time walking dungeon that you complete every event. Being a toy and all has one very important advantage. It's account wide and every toon has access, so no need to go and farm it again. On top of that, since it creates a portal, it lets the whole party or even raid members to use it. In a way, this is much superior to its predecessor. I'm talking obviously about the Karabor, item number 4, though you do need to wait until the TBC Time Walking comes so you can buy it. That's all. That said, try not to sacrifice anything too adorable, if you can. Next up, I've got to share one of the most underrated teleport tricks in WoW, and I'm talking about 5 portals to unique locations that you can unlock for your entire warband. Yep, you heard me right. This is not one teleport thing, but actually 5 of them. And I'm talking about the pet battle teleports. One of the most underestimated things in WoW, yet it offers so much convenience. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you are thinking, but Andre, I don't like pet battles. I play WoW for brutality, good parses, big pools, not to play Pokemon. And to that I say, oh please, between us, you've done way worse things for a single piece of gear, a transmog, or a rare mount. These teleports are absolutely worth it, so hear me out. First of all, the locations that they can take you are Deadmines, Whaley Caverns, Mechagon, Stratholme, and Blackrock Depths. They are all scattered in Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, so yeah, they are very handy for both Horde and Alliance. To unlock each teleport location, you need to pick up a quest from the NPCs in the pet shop area of New Dalaran and from your faction hub in BFA. That's Dazar'alor for Horde and Boralus for Alliance. It's essentially a short quest line, and each quest takes you to a different pet battle dungeon. To unlock the portal, you need to complete the dungeon in normal mode, no need to touch challenge mode at all. Thankfully. There is a great Wowhead article that covers easy strategies using only tradable battle pets. That means you can get them from either the auction house or you can borrow some from guildies. There is also alternative ways to beat a challenge, and a very good website for that is Zufu's Pet Battle Strategies. I have used all of these along with the add-on called Rematch, and that's really all it took me to beat all 5 dungeons. Though a fair warning here is that you do need to know the basics of a pet battle in order to do that, and you obviously have to have a few specific max level pets. Even if you're missing a few, like I said, you can borrow from guildies, friends, or even just buy them from the auction house. You probably already know this, but pet prices can vary wildly from server to server, and that can actually work in your favor. You can use websites like Undermine Exchange to compare prices across realms and find the cheapest version of the pet you need. Once you spot a bargain, just create a tune on that server, and it's best to pick a race that starts close to a capital city. This way you'll have quick access to both the auction house and the bank. Personally, I usually go with the Vulpera since they start right in Orgrimmar and it makes things super convenient. And obviously because they are quite cute. If you check the auction house and buying a pet battle at level 25 is expensive, you can always get it at level 1 and max it out using an ultimate battle training stone. I usually get them from my garrison, and also while you're at it, be sure to have them in rare quality. Again, there's also an item that you can get to make them rare. And another thing, be sure to have a lot of bandages with you. You're gonna need a lot of them to heal your pets frequently, especially if you don't have a lot of pets. Like with the stones, you can use pet charms to get bandages. So the way you can access these portals is if you talk to Manapoof, the elemental next to the pet trainer in either Dalaran, the new Dalaran of course, or BFA hubs. And I cannot tell this enough, the best thing above all is that all of these teleports are actually account-wide and with no cooldown at all. Okay, essentially the only cooldown is your Dalaran Hearthstone or any other way that can get you to Zuldazar or Kultiras. So that's an incredibly powerful set of teleports to otherwise really difficult places to get. For one, the BRD teleport puts you right into the Blackrock Mountain, home to 6 different raid and dungeon instances, and there's really no other easy way to get there. Numerican and Deadmines are both fairly close to major alliance cities, but they are also handy for other reasons. Deadmines in particular is surprisingly close to Karazhan, which is super useful if you don't have the ring. Wailing Caverns on the other side can be quite a helpful shortcut for alliance players. And believe it or not, there's even more. The Numerican teleport can double as a travel trick to reach northern Strangleithor. Specifically, if you're Horde, just use the pet battle teleport to Numerican, enter the dungeon, and once inside you'll find a teleporter that takes you directly to Gromgol base camp. And just like that, you have unlocked yet another travel point, all thanks to the power of pet battles. And who knows when Blizzard is gonna make another use of these locations in a future secret or quest chain, so it's never a bad idea to have them unlocked. Speaking of questing, when you complete the Blackrock Pentagon quest, you'll even be rewarded with a unique title, Minion of Mayhem. Just be sure to accept the offer by Tasha Riley and join the Council of Chaos, a little side bonus reward for all of your effort. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the Pentagons can be a bit frustrating, especially Blackrock. I wasted like 3 hours on that one alone, but in the end, totally worth it. You'll save a ton of time in the long run by avoiding long travel routes. Alright, if you are still lurking around here, first of all, thank you so much for that, and secondly, here's one last tip for you. While it might not be the most useful thing ever, it can be quite fun. And actually a lot of you are already using it. I'm talking about the last relic of Argus. As its own tooltip says, it teleports you exactly where you want to go, if you aren't too picky. The name can be a bit misleading, of course, it doesn't take you to Argus or anything, but rather has a chance to take you in any of these 25 locations. Or actually it might be even more than that, but that's what the database says. It teleports you to an obscure place and often in a bizarre position, usually in Kalimdor or the Eastern Kingdoms. And if you are a bit more lucky than that, it can even take you to Outland, on a floating island east of the Dark Portal. While the name is misleading as far as location goes, it's actually spot on as to how to get it. It's obtainable through Draenei archaeology. It's a rare artifact which becomes a usable item on the character that you uncover it. It doesn't share a cooldown with Hearthstones and has the added bonus of being a 5-second cast affected by haste. It's castable in combat and therefore can save you in some very tough situations. Like I said, you can uncover it as you complete Draenei Solves, though I actually use the restored artifact method using Pandarian dig sites. I did mention this quite a lot of times in this channel, but just to explain it real fast, first step, you need to be exalted with Lore Walkers, then you can buy an item which converts all Pandaria dig sites into Mandate for the next 24 hours. Mandate artifacts are incredibly easy to solve, and the dig sites are often clustered in Tonelong Steps and in Dread Wastes, allowing you to cycle through them very quickly. Then you can use the restored artifacts to buy Draenei fragments until you find the relic. Even by following this quick way in Pandaria, it doesn't take away the fact that it's still RNG when you're gonna end up finding it. In my case, it took around 30 minutes or so to find the Relic of Argus, so yeah, not bad at all. It's really a fun item, and whenever you're bored or, I don't know, you wanna hide with your friends or whatever, you can roll the dice and yeah, just hope that it takes you exactly where you want to go. And yeah, that's pretty much all. If I missed any cool teleport items, let me know in the comments. Did you already know about all of these, or did you learn something new? As always, thank you so much for sticking around until the end, and make sure to drop a like if you have found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more WoW coverage and hit the bell to stay up to date. Good luck with whatever you are doing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!